Firefight.
Welcome to Halo 3 ODST, running on PC via the Master Chief Collection. And yep, your eyes do not deceive you, that is a battle rifle. So one of the main introductions for this MCC update is, of course, the game Halo 3 ODST, but also the introduction of Firefight, which is quite exciting. And you might also notice that I'm using the battle rifle, which is one of the main selling points for this update, as far as I'm concerned. You know, putting aside the fact that they're adding a whole new game to the MCC, we can actually change what weapons we use in ODST Firefight. So there's a whole host of options available to you in the game creation for Firefight now, so you can actually change a lot of the aspects of the game like you can for Halo Reach for ODST. So you can change your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, your movement speed, how gravity affects you, and all things like that. And of course, you can also change the waves, the skulls, and everything to do with the settings of the actual game. But most importantly, you can give yourself infinite ammo, and you can just have a great deal of fun in Halo 3 ODST, more so than you ever could. Because the original Halo 3 ODST, which I've actually played a great deal of, had various problems, because I feel like Halo 3 ODST was kind of ahead of its time in regards to Firefight, and the game sort of reflected that because it didn't run very well on the 360. Now, the MCC obviously completely changes that, and this game runs phenomenally well. We're actually running this in 4K and above 60 frames, but the video is only rendered in 60, so you will only be seeing that in 60 frames. Now, as for how this game feels on PC, it's fantastic. With the introduction of this new precision weapon, it makes the game quite a bit easier, which is the main reason it wasn't introduced in the game originally, or used in the game, I say. The battle rifle was deemed too powerful for Halo 3 ODST, and they wanted you to feel a little bit at odds with all of the people coming towards you, or aliens, I should say. So that's why they didn't include it. They wanted to make it feel like you were only just getting by. And now that they've introduced, you know, infinite ammo, you can give yourself a sniper rifle and all of those things, it definitely changes the dynamic of the game, but not for the worse, because you can just make it so you go against more waves of enemies, and you can change the difficulty of those waves and add certain skulls until your heart's content. So no longer are you just sort of tied to what each mode in Firefight offers you. You can mix and match those things and even change vehicles as well, which is really cool. And that is like the meat and potato of this update, I would say. Of course, they also included the campaign, which we will take a quick look at as well. But for the most part, people are going to be excited about the Firefight introduction, because this definitely feels like the definitive way to play Firefight. Even though it was the original inclusion of Firefight for the very first time for the series, it's still kind of got that pedigree, which even Halo Reach doesn't really have, which is good to see back in the game, firing on all cylinders. And you could argue more cylinders than it usually has, which is good. Before we take a look at the campaign, I'm going to get blinded, apparently. Oh, there's hunters. We'll take out these hunters, and then we'll take a look at the settings, shall we? So, oh yeah, okay. He really hurt us. This is one of the things about, yep, ODST Firefight. This is one of the things about ODST Firefight which wasn't really captured in more recent games. Because it is quite easy to get killed as an ODST, it makes the rounds just feel more dangerous, because if we were Master Chief right now, we'd be able to deal with that really easily and it wouldn't be too much trouble. But because we're an ODST, even if we're using mouse and keyboard, it's still kind of difficult, you know, to fight against big 12-foot tall hunters as a 6-feet ODST. Alright, we're not going to be killing this guy. Let's take a quick look at the options menu. So the options remain the same for the most part from all of the other Halo games on the MCC, so that's the options we're running in. Centered crosshairs, all of the things that you would, you know, begin to expect or have become to expect from the MCC. We're still lacking a little bit in the videos department when it comes to options available to us, but they can only come with coming updates, because each of these updates, while they've included a new game, they do actually also add quite a lot of quality of life improvements to the games and the settings of those games, which is good. So it's only gonna get better as time goes on, which is nice. And this guy's causing us some real trouble. Let me pick up a SMG there. Dear me. He's really done a number on us. We're only playing on normal as well, which is kind of embarrassing. There's actually some invisible... Oh. Huh! Have a grenade. But yeah, the campaign. Let's go and take a look at it, because we've already seen what we need to from this, and of course I'm terrible. Okay, so here we are in the campaign, and for the most part, it's unchanged. Obviously, it's running in 4K 60, and it looks a little bit better because it's on PC. But the campaign remains unchanged. It's completely the same. And one thing I actually do want to say about it is, well, I don't know if this is exclusive to the campaign, but on high FOVs you can see through your legs. So that needs to be changed. This is one of my favorite missions from Halo 3 ODST, actually. We're going to give this guy the Spartan laser so he gets in the passenger seat, which is one of the best ways to actually decide who you want in the passenger seat. If you give them like a power weapon, they'll be more likely to sit in the passenger seat, which is cool. Oh, we just got absolutely nailed. So, this is Halo 3 ODST. This is what people will remember from it, apart from the firefight mode. And it's fantastic. It feels great, it looks great, and I suppose that's fairly difficult to communicate on video form. So you're kind of just going to have to take my word for it, and I really don't have really any negative things to say about this. They've done a pretty good job of it as it goes, so that's great, and I totally recommend you checking this out. And actually, there's one other thing which I've not actually ever shown you in these MCC videos. The season updates, which gives you all different unlocks. This season actually added like weapon skins and visor colors for Halo 3. And also all of the unlocks for Halo 3 ODST. And one of the last unlocks in the season is actually to unlock Sergeant Johnson to play as in Firefight, which is really cool. And subsequent updates and previous updates have also included and will include unlocks for the Halo game, which came alongside that update. So the last update had Halo 1 things, I believe, and Halo 2 unlocks, and then, you know, vice versa for all of the other games, which is quite cool. It adds replayability to games which we've already played a great deal of, and obviously new features, which is nice. So, the MCC is becoming a really compelling product, and once it's completely finished, which it will be very soon because this is the penultimate game, we're going to have loads of things to unlock, loads of things to play, and it's going to get more updates as time moves forward, which is fantastic. So eventually this is going to be a game which is almost unrivaled on Game Pass. It's going to be, you know, 4 or 5 different games, all with new updates, new game modes, etc., etc. So it's going to be, you know, quite a fantastic game, and I'm really looking forward to see that happen. So that's Halo 3 ODST. The next one on the horizon is Halo 4, so keep it locked on the channel for that. But I'm not going to overstay my welcome here. This is pretty straightforward. Halo 3 ODST. On the PC, looks fantastic, plays fantastic. Give it a look, and thanks for watching.
Where's the colonel?
Pinned down near the Covenant LZ. Once we clear this enemy armor, we can roll across the bridge to his location.